Hey y'all, it's Sarah, so welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you are here, and I just want to say a continuous thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my YouTube channel, who has watched my videos, put a like, comments. I appreciate it so very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. It just truly means a lot to me. And I'm excited for this journey that the Lord has me on and to share with you all on here on YouTube. And I'm really, as I go along more, I'm really finding how much I really love making videos and making content. And I just always want it to be 100% from the Lord to the best of my ability. And I also want to bring forth, great and quality content as well. And I hope I can help start hard conversations so that others around me can have easier ones. So today, for the second video of 2023, I have another Let's Talk video. And I'm actually going to be probably talking more to my people who are in their 20s. But also, I just want you to know that even if you're not in your 20s, please don't click this off, because this very well may be able to help you, or maybe even bring some light to things that maybe you went through or walked through in your 20s, or maybe you're getting ready to start your 20s. Wherever you are at, please don't feel like that this can't maybe help you, or maybe even help somebody else that you know, because I also have another video that will be similar to this that will be coming later on, that will be talking to probably all of us, that no matter what age, population, time frame ish, I guess that's the best way to put it, video later on. So stay tuned for that. So to my 20-year-olds, and this video is going to be called "It is Hard Being in Your 20s." And nobody talks about this. So I'm 28 years old, and so I'm in my what considered late 20s. I'm almost 30, which is weird. It don't feel right, and saying that out loud, it kind of just became more real to me, because I don't feel 28 like my body sometimes does. I'm not gonna lie, but like mentally and emotionally, like I feel like I am 28, but some days I don't. But this is something that was sparked, like something that I've walked through the last couple years and noticing in my 20s. And this was really just like lit the fire, I guess you could say, is when I talked to a couple girls on social media who are in their like early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, early 30s, just getting started in their 30s. Like this is something that we were talking about, is how hard it is to be in your 20s. And nobody really talks about this. It's not talked about. I have been fortunate to see people on social media, TikTok has been a big one, of people talking about being in their 20s and how hard it is, and how, this, that, and something else. So there is a good for social media and TikTok and these other different social media platforms, because we can come on here and help start hard conversations so that others around us can have easier ones. And I just want to talk to y'all for a minute, because I think that this is important to address and talk about. And being somebody that's walking through it right now and kind of going through it as well, it helps let us know that we're not alone, and that somebody else out there knows what we're going through and what we're talking about, or understands, or all of the above. So I kind of want to go back a little bit to about 10 years ago when I was 18, and thinking about how, you graduate high school and then you're just kind of just thrown out into the world. It is what it feels like. Once you turn 18, legally you are an adult. Legally, you can, at the time you could buy cigarettes, and you could buy lottery. I think now you have to be 21, if I remember right. I could be wrong, but you could vote at 18. You pretty much legally could do what you want. You could go out, or you couldn't go to the bar, but you could legally make your own decisions and sign your own documents. And it just feels like once you turn 18, like you're just kind of that's it. You're responsible financially for yourself. I think in the legal terms is the best way to put it. Once you get to 20, you're no longer officially a teenager. And then you get to 21, and then you're allowed to drink legally, you're allowed to go to bars, clubs, whatever that may look like for a 21-year-old. It kind of looks like different for everybody. But then, as you start time starts going along, you get to 23, you get to 25, you get to 26, you get to 28. And for me personally, I can kind of explain a little bit from my life and stuff. I have noticed that, I don't have kids, this is January 2023 when this is going up. I don't have kids and I'm not married. I'm still single. I'm not dating or talking with anybody, I guess you could say. And, you know, there are people my age and younger and even just a little bit older than me, you know, that have kids, that are married, that, you know, may or may not have a degree. And I struggle with feeling behind. And I notice that's a lot of things that I've heard from other people talk about. You know, friends of mine that's in their 20s, they say, I feel behind. I feel behind because I don't have kids. I'm not married. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. And I'm not doing something else. And it was like a light bulb moment went off because I was like, oh my gosh, I struggle with that too. I struggle with the very same thing. You know, of feeling like I'm behind because I'm 28 and I'm not married and I don't have kids and I'm not doing this, that, and something else. I think as a society, it is put on a lot of people. And like I kind of said in the beginning of the video, like it's not just for like the 20-year-old. I think as a society itself, there is something put on people that you have to be at this specific moment and time and be doing this and have this at a certain time frame, or you're not a person, you're not validated, you're behind, you know, all the 9 yards of that unraveling mess of a journey. And, you know, I have personally struggled with feeling behind because, you know, I'm 28, I'm not married, I don't have kids yet. And that's something like being 20s is hard because, you know, you're young and, you know, you hear you got your whole life ahead of you, but sometimes being in your 20s, you can struggle with feeling stuck. You could struggle with feeling lost. And I think this can go for any age, but, you know, being in my 20s now, I could speak for this and, you know, relating with other people who are in their 20s and having this conversation. You know, I think as a society, you know, it's put on us that you have to be married and grown at 24 and have at least one kid, and you know, you have to have a degree at 24 or 26. And when we're trying to find our way still, it seems like in some aspects, and trying to find out, you know, what do I want to do, you know, finding who you are and finding what you believe in personally and what you want to follow and what you want to do. And you know, how do I feel about this? You know, this is what I was raised in, but how do I feel about this personally? I think in the 20s time frame is when you can really start to find yourself and find what you believe, because, you know, when you grow up in an environment or a place or whatever that may look like for you, you can maybe adjust easily to the beliefs and the structure and the whatever you may want to call it of what you grew up in. And I know for me personally, the last few years, I can speak. I don't want to go into real great detail because personally I don't feel led, and I just want this to be an open conversation topic where everybody can share, or, you know, I can share with you all freely without anything being tampered with. I hope that makes sense. The last few years, from like I would say 2019 to even now, is when I really began to find, you know, what do I believe, you know, in this specific topic or this conversation, or how do I feel about this? You know, this is what I grew up in, or this is what I was programmed to believe, but how do I personally feel about it? You know, and coming to terms with it's okay if, you know, we don't have kids. You know, it's okay if you're 26 and you don't have kids, or it's okay if you're 26 and you're married, and it's okay if you're 26 and you have kids and you're not married. Like, I don't think that a bad thing, because we are all in different places in our lives. We're all in different journeys. Being a 28-year-old, you know, one of my best friends, she just turned 29. And our situations are a little bit similar, but they're not exactly alike, I guess you could say. But still, we are in two completely different places in life. And, you know, we can have hard conversations with each other like, hey, I feel like this, or I think about this. How do you feel and think about this? And I think what's not talked about also in your 20s is how lonely it can feel, because it's like, in some aspects, you feel like you're too young to be doing certain things. You're too young to be making these hard decisions, but yet people are having kids and people are getting married, and it's like, you know, you don't feel like you have anything to relate with. And sometimes it feels like life's just passing you by because you're trying to find yourself. But I want to encourage you that, like, if you struggle with any of this, you're not alone. You are loved, you are valued, you are so worth it. And I know something that somebody had told me in love was that God doesn't want you to compare yourself. And I heard another quote from a pastor friend of mine, and they had shared how comparison is the thief of joy. And I know it's hard to compare because, like, you look at somebody over here and they're doing this, that, and something else at your age or even younger, and it's like, well, when's my time coming? When's my moment or whatever. And that's a struggle. And I mean, that's just being honest. I mean, I just think you should be able to be honest with yourself and like people around you that you're close with, and just share, this is what's going on, this is how I feel. And I think oftentimes that we can struggle with wondering, does anybody else feel this way, or am I alone in this? And know that you're not alone, because like I said several times, like, this is not talked about enough, how your 20s can be hard. Like, and in high school they prepare you like for college and work, but they don't prepare you how when you get in your 20s it can sort of feel like you're lost and like you're trying to find yourself. And that's not speaking death or negativity, that's just being vulnerable and honest. And that is actually all I have for this video. I hope everything made sense and I made everything clear. I definitely want to do another video addressing like kind of all the ages. I have a different, I think, path that I'm going to go with that video. But thank you all again so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I upload videos every Wednesday, unless posted on my public Facebook page. I am Sarah Elizabeth, and I will link that down below. I also post on my Instagram if there is a schedule change, and it is NewsGirlSarah94. My TikTok down below is NewsGirlSarah94. The links to everything is in my description box. If y'all have any video requests, ideas, suggestions, please comment them down below or message me on Instagram or my public Facebook page, and you can remain anonymous if you would like to do that. But please feel free to leave video suggestions. I love to hear from you all and feedback. And thank you all again so much for watching, and I will see you next week in next new video. I love y'all. Bye.